Forward. The name Dolores Cannon may not be familiar to many readers, yet she has been working in the field of hypnotic regression for many years. Dolores is not a scholar, yet she has a scholar's devotion to detail, precision, and the truth. She is tireless in her pursuit of knowledge, as her readers will come to know when they have followed her relentless path through the labyrinth of the human mind and spirit. It's not surprising that she has gained a wide following among the cognoscenti, her investigative peers in the paranormal. In Dolores' house, as you will see, there are many mansions. I met Dolores a couple of years ago, and she told me of the work she was doing. She didn't claim to understand the full import of the material she gleaned from her subjects while they were under hypnosis. She didn't profess to know all the answers, yet with singular open-mindedness, she believed that those spirits who claimed to be speaking to her through the mouths of living people could possibly be real entities, outside our time perhaps, existing on a different plane than ours. As one familiar with hypnosis, I was most interested in hearing what Ms. Cannon had to say. I had learned hypnotic technique many years ago from a famous doctor in Florida. Later, I had the privilege to work with one of the foremost pioneers in clinical hypnosis, William S. Kroger, M.D. of Beverly Hills. I questioned Dolores closely on her techniques and was convinced she was not leading her subjects while they were under her guidance, nor furnishing any of the material that came to light under hypnosis. I listened to several tapes very carefully, looking for any missteps or questionable methodology. I found she was extremely careful not to guide the subjects nor to prompt them. If anything, she was most diligent in standing to the side and letting the material come through untainted by her questions. She did not offer answers, theories, probabilities, or suppositions. Rather, she let the subject lead her through the sessions, with those other voices in other rooms. Dolores Cannon is a serious practitioner of the hypnotic art, and is especially skilled in the techniques of regression. I asked to read some portion of one of her manuscripts. She sent it to me, and I was impressed with the material she had discovered. It seemed to me she was somewhat amazed by both the material and the way it had come to light. Her material was fascinating, to say the least, and very well organized. There were good reasons for her being startled by what her subjects had to say while under hypnosis. I questioned her about these subjects. Many were rural housewives, born of farming families, with very little education. These were people one would not consider intellectuals. Thus, the material seemed more impressive than if it had emerged from someone who was familiar with studies of the paranormal. Dolores knew that she had some exciting material. She is a very good writer. She writes clearly and cleanly of extraordinary matters. I believe her work gains an even greater stature when you consider what she has done to verify the undocumented source material. Unlike other hypnotists who discover some startling fact or body of knowledge during hypnotic sessions, she did not rush into print with her findings, nor did she make premature judgments regarding her discoveries. Rather, she cross-checked the material she dredged up from the subconscious, attempting, as much as possible, to substantiate verifiable facts obtained from her subjects. She did this in two ways. When a spirit spoke from another time, such as the witness to the Holocaust of Hiroshima, Dolores researched the facts through published sources. This gave her valuable insight into her evaluation of the material. But with a stroke of brilliance, she went even further. She began to explore the same time span and past life experiences, or knowledge, with other subjects, none of whom knew one another, were aware of the other material, and did not even live in the same town or region as the prime source subject. Her subjects, it must be noted, come from all walks of life. Some are more educated than others, college students as well as blue-collar. Some are wealthy, and some are living on the margin of the poverty level. I am sure that someday her public will want to know more about these people who are anonymous, of course, and must remain so. Dolores, however, has fully documented all of her sessions, taken notes, preserved her private comments, and archived her tapes. More than that, Dolores has delved into histories, pored over maps, and retrieved material that seems to bolster the dialogues of people who lived many years ago and are now speaking to us through subjects who have no knowledge of those ages or the peoples who lived in those ancient times. This brings us to Nostradamus. As far as I know, Dolores Cannon had never read a quatrain of Nostradamus, and knew virtually nothing about the man or his prophecies prior to discovering him